Clippers pregame show. Derrin Horton excited to be joined by Corey Maggette. How you doing, man?
Thanks for having me on there. I'm doing well.
Well, I want to ask you, because everybody's talking about the load management. This is opportunity, if you really look at it, for other people to get on the floor and have an impact.
I totally agree. So when you think about from a load management standpoint, you want to protect who? You want to protect Kawhi Leonard. You want to protect PG. And so this gives a great opportunity for those other guys, the key role players on the bench, meaning a Terrence Mann, Amir Coffey, a Luke Kennard, Robert Covington, Nicholas Batum, who will be in the starting lineup tonight. This gives them a chance to build. You want to build more continuity and chemistry from your role players, because we already know what the starters would do on the road.
All right, it's going to be a theme this entire season long, load management. We just got word, as Corey mentioned earlier today, that Kawhi Leonard is out. Plus, as we told you yesterday, Paul George has a non-COVID illness that will prevent him from suiting up tonight. Marcus Morris Sr. also out for personal reasons. So 3 of their top veterans are out against this 0-3 Thunder team. So in sports, we always talk about that proverbial next man up. You mentioned some of those players. Who do you think is going to get the big opportunity tonight to fill the void?
You know, I really feel that John Wall will be a major impact tonight. Another guy that I'm thinking about is Reggie Jackson. If you look at the previous game, Reggie Jackson was 0 for 5 from the field. So this is an opportunity for Reggie to really step up. And what does Reggie do? He steps up in those big moments. You think about the last couple years not having your star players in a lineup. Reggie was one of the guys that averaged about 17 points. But if you look at what happened the previous game last year, look at some of the stats. They shot 28% last game against the Phoenix Suns. From a shooting standpoint, this is a team that can shoot the ball. They've surrounded this entire roster with shooters. So I'm expecting them to have a better shooter tonight, even though you don't have 3 key guys that will be playing.
And it's still early. Guys are still getting into rhythm. For more on tonight's big game, let's get it out to Oklahoma City, where a Clippers sideline reporter, KTLA's David Pingalore, is standing by. Ping, how you see it tonight?
Well, this is going to be kind of interesting because, as you guys just mentioned, who's out tonight? Marcus is out. PG-13, of course, Kawhi Leonard, a late scratch. He did go to a morning shoot-around where he had some stiffness in his knee, and, well, he's been knocked out. So he's also going to come back to Los Angeles tomorrow to continue the process to kind of heal up there, because the facilities certainly are much better at home. So he will not be here for the game on Thursday against Oklahoma City. So the head coach, Ty Lue, this is kind of unprecedented, the way he has to juggle this roster around once again. And he says, well, of course this is a time for some of these guys, just like they did last year, to step up.
They have a young team. That doesn't mean they're not talented. You know, they're a talented young team. So, you know, we're not playing great as well, so we can't talk about playing down. We might be playing equal. So, you know, we gotta be better. We gotta worry about ourselves and, you know, us getting better on both sides of the basketball, and that's the most important thing.
All right, so you know it must be a big game on the road, because the owner, Steve Ballmer, just flew in from his home there in Washington and just sitting down in his normal seats as he would, and ready to be entertained tonight. See how the Clippers come out in this one. Have a little bit more for you coming up after the break as well.
All right, Ping, we look forward to seeing you again in a couple of minutes. Quick break, plenty more to come as we continue our pregame coverage. Coming up, a sit-down with Norman Powell. Going to break down his impact on the team since his arrival in that trade with Portland last season. We're back in a moment. You're watching the Clippers pregame show on KTLA 5.
Hi, I'm Norman Powell. You're watching Clippers basketball on KTLA 5.
All right, welcome back. Before last season's trade deadline, the Clippers acquired Norman Powell and Robert Covington in a deal with Portland. It was a move that gave this team some rare depth and experience as Lawrence Frank continued to build this roster surrounding Kawhi Leonard and Paul George with more shooting and versatility on the defensive end. David Pingalore rejoins us from Oklahoma City. And Ping, Powell's value can be seen tonight as he's being inserted into the starting lineup.
Yeah, this would be his 4th game that he has started. The first 3 games he also started. He's been struggling, though, a little bit, shooting 25% from the field. In the second game, he was 1 for 10. So if there's any time for a guy to get hot, well, he's kind of due. And I caught up with him recently in this one-on-one.
Powell dissects the lane, gets to the rim, elevates and lays it in beautifully.
So here you are, starting a full season, coming from the Trailblazers during the season last year. How you feeling? The expectations of this team off the chart. You guys ready?
I think everybody's healthy. I think everybody's excited for this year. I think we're definitely fully loaded and ready to go. I think it's going to be an interesting season and seeing how the coaches manage and maintain the roster with all the versatility that we have, all the guys that can play and who have been playing big minutes to bring this franchise to where it's at now. So I'm definitely excited to get things going. I think everybody around here has an upbeat energy about them, and definitely thinking that this could be a good year for us.
There will be a lot of battling for minutes. I mean, the depth of this team, all the way down to the bench side, is amazing. You know, obviously Kawhi Leonard's back and healthy. Do you like the battle and the competition that you guys are going to have here going into the season?
I love the battle and competition. That's who I am as a player. I love to compete. I think that's what all of us love to do. But definitely throughout the course of the summer when we're playing 5-on-5, you definitely see the energy in the facility and guys going at each other, a lot of trash talking going on. The competition piece is really important for us to push it to where we need to go because it makes us not relax and not take a night off because guys are pushing and fighting for those minutes. So you got to bring your A game every single night.
How much better does not only Kawhi make players better on the team, but with Paul George as well?
I think both of them have done an amazing job. I mean, even from afar before I was on the team, just seeing the confidence they instill in the teammates around them, encouraging them, talking to the coaches. It's the thing that leaders have to do, and bring the best out of them to be able to give ourselves the best chance. I think they understand that it can't just be them, it's going to be the whole team. So making sure all the guys are mentally locked in and prepared for the season ahead and what's going to be asked of them is important, and they understand that, and they fuel those guys, the younger guys, with that confidence to go out there and play their game.
Yeah, Powell's going to need a big night tonight. Remember his final preseason game for the Clippers in Ontario, he had 34 in the starting lineup. He should have a big night against not that so great of a Oklahoma City Thunder team. I'll see you guys during the broadcast and after.
All right, thank you very much, Ping. Corey, you've seen Norman Powell around the league. When did you see him kind of come into his own?
You know what, I think back to when he was with the Toronto Raptors, and one thing about it when you talk about Norman Powell, he was known as a slasher early on. But the only way he can get off the bench is by being a defender when you think about the roster that they had back with Nick Nurse around that time. He developed his process and his craft, and he became a knockdown catch and shoot shooter. But if you can catch and shoot and still be aggressive to attack the basket, what happens? You give yourself a chance to get to the foul line. Norman Powell is a great free throw shooter, and this is something, D, that they need. They need a guy that can get to the foul line. What happens when you get to the foul line, you put the other team in a position of bringing in their second string guys, and you put them in the bonus where this team, the Clippers team, theoretically, they're a really good free throw shooting team. So that's the value of a Norman Powell for this Clippers team.
How long does it take a new player to kind of find a rhythm with his new team?
It depends. And I think for Norman Powell coming back last year to this team, you were still missing two players. You didn't have Kawhi, you didn't have PG. So I think it's going to take him a little bit of time to figure out his rhythm, but he is that type of guy.
All right, we are going to see him tonight. That is going to do it for this edition of the KTLA LA Clippers pregame show. Ryan Seaman, Jim Jackson, and our David Pingalore are standing by to call all the action. For Corey Maggette, I'm Derrin Horton. See you at halftime.
Clippers Halftime Report is sponsored by your Southern California Chevy dealers.
And John Wall having an instant impact in the first half. We welcome you to the Clippers Halftime Show presented by Chevy. Derrin Horton back here in our studios along with Corey Maggette. What did you make of the first half?
It was a fast first half, and if you look at it, it was a total of 13 free throws shot between the team. If you get down early, you have 10 total turnovers, the Clippers. Points in the paint was an emphasis that we always try to check for this team. 28 for OKC, and for the shooting woes again, 33% from the three-point line, total of 37% from the field. So they need to make some shots.
The big storyline, though, was John Wall. He came in and he made an impact.
He changed the pace of the game. When you have such great speed and athleticism like John Wall, he's able to get the ball to the right guys. But I love the pace of John Wall. Right when he got in the game, he made the play for Luke Kennard for the three. But you need to see more from this team. They got to find some continuity and chemistry, and I know they have a lot of players that they have to figure out.
All right, let's get it on to the third member of our crew, David Pingalore, on the sidelines. What did you make of what you saw, Ping?
Well, I mean, what we did see for the first time, we saw Reggie Jackson get in the game, obviously with John Wall in the court for the first time. And it was, you know, Coach Slew, he's got to figure out his combinations, his rotations. And a little bit there at the end of the quarter, going into the half, the ball was just thrown up by Terrence Mann, not knowing exactly how much time was left in the clock. We'll see you in the second half.
All right, thank you very much, Ping. Plenty more to come. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll check in with the KTLA 5 News team, see what they are working on for tonight. And, of course, we'll get you ready for the second half between the Clippers and the Thunders. We're right back. Welcome back. Very special prize from the LA Clippers for one lucky viewer to win tickets to an upcoming game. Go to KTLA.com/Clippers, complete and submit the entry form, which includes tonight's code word HOOP, for a chance to win 4 tickets to see the Clippers host the Houston Rockets. That's coming up Monday, October 31st. The winner also gets VIP swag bag. So good luck. Quick thoughts as we get ready for the second half.
Cut down on the turnovers. Points in the paint are definitely an issue, and Trey Mann has been hot for OKC.
All right, that's going to do it for Corey Maggette. I'm Derrin Horton. Get you back out for the second half. Again, 49-43. Clippers trailing.